For this portion of our North Central Oklahoma garden tour, we're close to downtown Enid, visiting with Garfield County Master Gardener Kate Morrison to tell us about a unique garden. Hey Kate, welcome to the program.
Hi Steve, it's nice to have you with us.
Well Kate, we're here at Faith Farm.
Yes.
And can you tell us about this garden and how it came to be?
Yes. Well, I work for a faith-based organization in Enid called Hope Outreach.
Okay.
And a little over a year ago, they began a ministry that was to be an outreach to the homeless in our community. And this garden evolved out of that. It's a part of the roof, Refuge of Our Father, here at Hope Outreach.
Okay. And you guys grow a lot of different things here in the garden?
We are. This is the first year for the garden. And so we are growing a lot of different varieties of a lot of different things to see what works for us and what is popular. We will be selling the produce out of the garden to help with the expenses of running the program.
Okay, and this is just a great opportunity for homeless folks to come out and work in the garden and just benefit from just being here and growing things.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think we all know gardening is very healing.
Sure.
You know, back in the late 40s, that was proved a science. And horticultural therapy is a very real means of ministering to people in crisis, no matter what age or what reason. So.
Okay, very rewarding and healing to plant those things and watch.
To nurture and to watch something grow and harvest from something you've grown. And
great. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at the garden here. It's a rectangular shape, and you've got a lot of raised beds, and I know a lot of work went into putting this together. You have different volunteer groups that helped get this started and also help maintain the garden?
Yes. When we began building it, we worked with Steve Upson over at the Noble Foundation. He had done a lot of raised bed research.
Sure.
And so I knew I wanted to do raised beds because as a gardener I know how beneficial they are. And this spring we've really seen how beneficial they are because they drain.
Sure, yeah, all the rain, goodness.
Yeah, so it's been a real good deal. The front of it was designed, we're in a residential area, and we wanted to be neighbor friendly. We didn't want to look completely institutionalized.
Sure.
And so the front was designed to make it look friendly, to make it look welcoming. The Lowe's company here in town has a Heroes program, and they adopted us last year as their Heroes project. And they donated a lot of the wooden materials for the front and sent volunteers out to build, and so we had a great day that day.
Outstanding.
So we have had a lot of support from the community, a lot of support, a lot of interest. Our Junior Welfare League, their provisional group, donated all the shrubs and trees in the front ornamental bed, and then they sent about 25 gals one Saturday to help plant and weed and work. And then I have I have a couple of volunteers that come in on a regular basis a few times a week to help keep up with the weeding and even planting. I've got one, Deanne Cooper, that has been great. I taught her how to seed and prick out transplants and all that kind of stuff. So because it's a big garden and I'm just one person. So
and you're a paid employee.
I am a paid employee. I am the only paid employee for the garden.
The area here does have a director?
Yes, it does. The director of Hope Outreach right now is Marty Kalo.
Okay.
And then the director of the roof, my immediate supervisor, is Karen Cooley.
All right. Okay. All right. In good hands here.
Yeah.
Well, with the beds here, you obviously grow a lot of vegetables.
Yes, we've.
But I see some blueberries, some strawberries, and you guys also have some ornamental plants.
Yes.
So they appear to be ornamentals. Can you explain a little bit about those?
Well, they have been chosen for cut flower value in case that's something that we can evolve. Will evolve into something that'll help raise funds for the program. We put in some perennials, we put in some annuals, even the ornamentals in the front beds were placed with that in mind. The other thing, it helps draw our pollinators and our beneficial insects because since there's no garden, there's nothing here. We have lawn on one side, so we need to get the good bugs in here.
Yeah, give them a little nectar to come and work for you here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, these are some very quality raised beds.
Aren't they great?
Very attractive too.
Yeah.
And I was hoping you could tell us a little bit about how these are put together, Kate.
They are a corrugated sheet metal sided bed.
Okay.
And those are, we had our Votech here helped with getting that cut because they had to be cut in half.
Smaller strips.
Then they have a heavy sheet metal corner on them. You get everything lined out, run your strings and all that stuff to get corners square in that, and set your 2x4, your pressure treated 2x4, up on concrete blocks.
Okay.
And the 2x4s are all drilled before you bring them out. They have a hole for this 3/4 inch rebar rod that runs all the way through the thickness, the 4 inch. Of course, no lumber's exact anymore, but it has to be drilled all the way through. Then when you set your 2x4s out and connect them, and you get them all level, and then you come and you drop your rods. The rods are 3 foot long.
Okay, wow.
And you drop your rods in each hole, and then you sledgehammer it down.
Okay, well,
yeah, 13 inches is what you leave up out of the ground.
Okay, it kind of looks like, if you just look at it from the side, that the 2x4 is resting on the
right.
rebar,
No.
but yeah, that hole going all the way through.
Yeah, it goes up, and you've got to get in the middle, for the structure.
Sure.
So,
so
that the integrity of the wood.
Okay.
Then the top cap's put on to keep it from just sliding right on, working right on down, and that holds it where it needs to be and finishes it off so the rods aren't exposed.
Sure, I think that is a great design, very sturdy.
Yes.
And
yes.
It's going to last a while.
Yeah, 10 years. 10 years is what they say to expect minimum out of them. And it's just sitting on the ground surface. The sheet metal goes down a little bit just for stability.
Okay.
But they are wonderful. I mean, then you sheet metal screw around to attach your sheet metal to your 2x4 so nothing shifts.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah.
Good construction.
Yeah.
Well, Kate, in this garden, I also saw some things up front there where you guys have used some recycled materials in the garden. And you have a name for that.
I said, Recrete.
Recrete. Okay.
I said, just give me muscle and broken up concrete and a wheelbarrow, and I can do all kinds of things.
You can do it. That's right.
We have a volunteer drug and alcohol program here in town called U-Turn for Christ, and they really were a godsend. They built, helped build the majority of these beds, and you can tell there's a lot of physical labor in building these and filling them.
Sure,
so,
getting that soil in.
Yeah, so those guys, and they were great sports. They, I said, guys, take the wheelbarrow around front and load up that concrete and bring it back here, and I'll show you what we need to do.
Okay,
so
great,
anyway,
great source of labor there.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, right here, Kate, you've got some utilizing the beds here for just really filling them full of vegetables. You got some eggplant here and some beans here, almost like an intercropping thing there.
Right.
But really utilizing every square foot of space here.
We're really trying to. So we're just kind of seeing, and I'm playing with companion planting.
Sure.
Scientifically, I don't think they say that's proven, but
see how it works.
Yeah. If we can companion radishes in with squash and let them go to seed, and it attracts a beneficial insect that'll eat a squash bug, I'm all for it.
All right. I'd go for that too.
Yeah.
Well, Kate, thank you so much for telling us about this garden.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Sure.